Hello everyone and welcome back to When the Night Comes! Yay! We are finally back for the final chapter. This is it, you guys. It's been so long in terms of everything, in terms of, me doing episodes and new recordings. Maybe tentatively, again, I think I can sort of get back on my schedule right now. It depends because again I got other stuff going on. But anyways, we are back for When the Night Comes with this game. It is chapter 10 that we are going to go into. Currently we're near the ends of chapter 9, and chapter 10 is supposedly the ending, the final chapter, this is it kind of thing. And so yes, so we are back in the chapter 9. Last time here, we basically, I guess you can tell from the screen here, is that we confronted Harry. We finally mustered up, our as a collective, I guess, because we kind of went around to talk to all the other people and to tell them and talk to them about what we think what Harry did, I think. No, that was even chapter 8. Okay, chapter 9 is when we confronted him with Augustus, and we revealed that we wanted to go along with Harry and his little schemes. And so we were doing that, but only as a way to trick him into seeing what it is that he's been up to. So he takes us down to the dungeon. He shows us, I think, oh my god, I forgot names already. But anyways, the girl that was supposedly went missing or was thrown into jail, she's down there, except she's she's been experimented on, and she's been turned into this sort of chimera sort of monster by Harry, and Harry's just showing us to her, and we're he's just talking about how it's not perfect because she's still unstable. She might have to be put down or some shit like that. And he was going on about how it probably will only work. He's so close, but it'll probably only work if he takes someone who's willing. And so he thinks it's us because we agreed to go along with his plans. And we're like, oh shit, no, that's not happening. So we were like, okay, let's just think about it. Let's just let me take some time to think about this all. So he lets us go, and we kind of go back to Ezra and Finn, and we tell them what went down. And they're obviously super upset because they think that we betrayed them. But we were like, hello, how could you think of us like that? So we explained to them what we saw down in the dungeon, what Harry has been up to, etc., etc. And then we formulated a plan with everybody else to basically kind of what's it called, to ambush him. And that's what we did. So we told him that he would meet us in the forest to be able to drink the little elixir potion to undergo the transformation. That was the plan. And then no, we weren't. Then it turns out we're not gonna do it, obviously, and then that's why we jump him and we get the jump on him, and that's what happened. So everybody all formed together as a team, and then we beat the shit out of Harry. And this is it. This is his justice, his form of justice, and that's it. And we don't know what to do exactly with him. We don't know whether to execute him or throw him in jail, put him, arrest him, put him in jail, make him go through trials and shit like that. So anyway, that's what we're here for. But let's see how this chapter, how this entire game wraps up. And without further ado, let's go. End of chapter 9, that's it, yes. So let's go on to chapter 10, The Quiet. Ooh, the quiet. Is it the quiet before the storm? Is there more? Apparently, I've been hearing something. I don't know. Anyways, let's continue. Let's go. Let's get this on. So no matter how long I live, there is one... Yeah, no matter how long I live, there is one sight, one moment that I could never erase from my mind. Harold Addington on his knees, covered in blood, asking me, no, begging me to end it all. Okay, so my whole body trembles with the effort of my steps as I follow August into the depths of the dungeons. Is he in prison, I guess? I'm exhausted, beaten and bruised at the hand of the person who dragged me into this mess, the man who vowed to protect me, to protect us all. Or are we going to go see... I want to say her name is Ada? No. That's not her name. I can't remember. I suck at names. Like I said, I told you guys already, I suck at names. So August and I do not speak. In fact, I don't think I've spoken since the enforcers burst into that clearing and grabbed their leader by his shoulders, yanking him away from my weapon. So would I have finished him had he asked again, had I had the chance? I don't know. I suppose I'll never know, but the anger and hurt that I feel is stifling, almost suffocating. August pauses before me, their long fingers curled around the bars of the door that separates us from the line of cells, and they take a deep, shuddering breath. I'm almost scared to look at them because I've seen them cry enough for one lifetime. When they finally do speak, their voice is quiet and strained, almost broken. I cannot promise I'll be of much use. It's okay, August, I guess. They nod, drawing in a serrated breath and letting it out slowly. Then they push, iron scraping across uneven stone as we enter. Every enforcer that lines the seemingly never-ending corridor stands to attention when they see August, and it's now that I realize that with Harry chained in a cell, they are the most senior officer in Lunaris. That thought calms me somewhat, to know that amongst all of this chaos, that we are all now in the hands of one of the people I trust the most, capable hands. Yes, even if it is temporary. The loud click of their heels resumes as they stride past the dungeon guards with purpose, but their eyes are still down, not a trace of the usual authoritative way that they hold themselves. I follow dutifully, a slight limp to my step, every muscle and bone in my body protesting as I move. I can feel the pull of dry blood upon my skin, not entirely sure if it's his or mine, but I know that he got more than a few hits in on me. I should probably see Ezra soon. Yeah, August approaches the head guard that is stationed opposite Harry's cell. Yes, so he is in jail. Has he been any trouble? No, General Willingham. I mean, Lieutenant. However, he has been, talking to himself. August nods at her, turning to face me and running a hand over their face, exasperated. Let us just get this over with. Okay. August's steps falter as they draw near to the final cell where the man that they once viewed as something akin to a father is contained. I can hear him whispering, his voice soft and lacking the venom that it was steeped with just hours ago. I swear I hear him utter James's name. Right, August closes their eyes, dropping their chin to their chest. They must have heard it too. I wonder if his fallen husband is really with him, or if he's finally truly lost his mind. Again, August takes a deep breath and looks at me. I nod, stepping closer to show that my support is unwavering and that I'm here, and we approach the bars together. Harry falls silent. What's up, my man? He's stripped of his weapon and his enforcer attire, left in nothing but muddy trousers and a blood-stained shirt. Somehow he still manages to look refined, even through the bruises and cuts that litter his handsome face. Even through the bruises and cuts that litter his handsome face. He sits with his back against the wall, his knees drawn tight to his chest, arms casually slung over them. The golden glint of his wedding ring catches my eye as he twists it around his finger, the sight making my chest hurt even after all that he's done. His cheeks are ruddy, the dirt and blood that is caked upon his skin streaked with tear tracks now dried. I am glad that it's you, Augustus. August clears their throat, curling their hands into his fists. What makes you think that I will show you mercy? Harry stands, the movement clearly a great effort for him. He grimaces as he straightens up, watching us watch him as he approaches the bars, and his demeanor shifts into something more familiar, something hardened. You were a worthy opponent, Hannah. I haven't hurt like this in decades. I ignore him, giving August the floor. I will ask again, what makes you think that I will show you even a sliver of mercy after all you've done? Harry curls his fingers around the bars, his face half illuminated by dull candlelight, half bathed in shadows. He looks older than I remember, tired, defeated. He studies August, his eyes flickering over their features. Because you're no murderer. August's knuckles bleed white, where they continue to ball their hands, and it would appear that they don't have a response for him. I step forward, as close as I can without the worry that Harry might try something stupid that would result in him receiving a broken arm. And what about me? Am I a murderer? Harry smiles smugly. If you were, you wouldn't be standing here having this conversation, would we? You had your chance, you hesitated. Well, hunters do not hesitate, Hannah. Just because you're a monster doesn't mean I am. He sighs, leaning forward and pressing his face between the bars. Alright. Oh, but what a wonderful monster you would have made. No. It's such a shame you were unwilling to even listen to the offer that I could have made you. I still don't understand what you hoped to achieve after all of your failures, the lack of control you had over those beasts. Beast! Sorry, this is a very serious, very somber sort of scene right now. Harry chuckles, pouting. Augustus, do not speak ill of your subordinates. Be quiet. Magic skitters across their skin for the briefest moment, a flash of indigo that lights up the dark space that surrounds us. Harry doesn't flinch, doesn't so much as blink. You don't get to do that. You don't get to speak to them as if they were anything other than disposable to you. August turns to me, the expression softening. The decision is yours. He doesn't deserve to have me show him any mercy, therefore his fate is in your hands. They pause, and then they walk away from him, leaning against the wall that separates his cell and the next. They're out of his sight, but I can see them clear as day. Ah, man, I gotta decide. I look at my friend, at my enforcer. I almost loathe to be the one to make this decision, but August deserves a reprieve from this. I nod at them, and Harry's smile fades. How poetic. The one that I called here to serve as my greatest creation is the one who finally decides my fate. I watch the bob of his throat as he swallows, his eyes fixed upon me and only me. Condemn him to life imprisonment, no trial. Grant him a trial. I honestly don't think he deserves a trial. Only because he was in a position of authority and he chose to abuse that position of authority, and what he did was technically illegal. I can only assume, because like that's like human experimentation, no? And like he also committed fraud to a very wide degree. Like he like threw people in prison under like false pretenses, you know? Like, what's his name? Fiero? Yeah, Fiera? Or Fiero. I think his name is Fiero. Yeah, the Vince's vampire, like, you know, right-hand man. Like, he got him arrested under, like, the false, like, report that he attacked an enforcer, and that wasn't the case. He was trying to help somebody who was injured in the forest, and then, yeah. So, and like he's going a little cray-cray. He's going a little cray-cray. I don't know if in this universe you can plead for insanity, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's just yeah. I don't think it's right. Honestly, I don't think it's right. Like what he did to some of the people and some of the like, you know, the other enforcers, it's not right. It was, no, like, condemn him to life imprisonment, no trial? Is that too harsh? But, like, what he did was wrong. I'm gonna condemn him. We've been back and forth between condemning him and like sympathizing with him, but like I was sympathizing with him under the impression that like I wanted to hear his side of the story. I wanted to hear if he had any sort of like remorse, I guess. Sort of. It was kind of there because I guess if he, in his grief of losing his husband kind of thing, and how he's seen the horrors of these creatures kind of thing, that's got kind of drove him into the, you know, doing this, but I'm gonna condemn him. He's a very dangerous man. I'll give him that. I can truly see no option where everyone wins. If I sentence him to die, I am as bad as him. He killed people, yes, and his actions are unforgivable, but to kill him would be a crime in itself. It is not only something that my name would forever be associated with, but something that would hurt August. I find myself thinking of James too. Though he wanted Harry brought to justice, he would not want harm to come to him. Not now we have him. Not now we have him? Oh, I don't know. I'm sure we'll have to come up with some story about why the widely loved Lieutenant General of Escria has stepped down from his post. Having to explain why his head is no longer attached to his body would be a little trickier. To tell the people what he's done would only scare them, and they are scared enough by the inhuman things that walk the earth that we're sworn to protect them from. We need them to trust us, not to think that the ones who guard them can hurt them too. You'll remain in chains for the rest of your life. You will get no trial and no chance to explain or redeem yourself. Out of the corner of my eye, I see August turning and walking away. I listen to the echo of their steps getting quieter as they disappear before I look at Harry again. Harry looks at me as though he's almost disappointed. Is that it? I gather that you wanted me to kill you. If what you said back in the clearing is anything to go by. Yeah. I will not give you what you wish for. Instead, you will live a miserable life of solitude. Maybe it'll give you a chance to think about all the things that you've done. Yes, I turn away from him, readying myself to walk out of these dungeons and never see his face again. We all have to live with the consequences of your actions, so shall you. As I begin to move away, I hear a loud bang, fist hitting metal, then maniacal laughter. A sound that follows me long after I push open the exit door and feel cold air upon my face. I don't know if I did the right thing, but it's like, I can't. I don't know, man. That guy is dangerous. I find August in their office, standing before the window that overlooks Lunaris. The town is peaceful at this hour. The townsfolk tucked safely in their beds. I quietly approach, almost not wanting to disturb them. You did so well, Hana. Did I? I am infinitely proud of you and happy to call you my subordinate. Though I'm sure I've valued your guidance far more than you valued mine in your time here. No, impossible, Lieutenant. Give yourself more credit, August. August grimaces, and I see a smile curling at the corner of their lips. Temporary, Lieutenant. Don't get too excited. When the other higher-ups arrive to assess the situation, I may very well be out of a job entirely. That would be a crime in itself. You've done more for Lunaris than Harry ever did. You will do more. Their smile is genuine, but they look as exhausted as I feel. You're kind, but I know these people. Besides, I cannot bring myself to think of anything other than passing out in my bed right now, as should you. Yes! Go. I'm sure you want to catch up with Finnegan and Ezra. I also suggest you get Ezra to check you over. You look pasty. I look pasty? Excuse me? I think you're probably right. You're not wrong. Okay, August, you're right. I reach for the handle of the door, pausing before I step outside. Good night, August, and thank you for everything, right? Take care of yourself, okay? They smile again, turning back to look over their town. Okay, let's go visit our boyfriends. The second I step outside of headquarters, I'm pulled into a crushing embrace. His cold skin feels so good against my own, but his strength is another thing altogether. I love you, but ouch. Hi, Finn, yes. Finn pulls away quickly with wide eyes. Shit, I'm sorry. Yeah. I readjust myself, willing the ache in my ribs to go away, and I smile, because though it does hurt a little, the weight of him and his affection still feels good. Especially when just hours ago I didn't know if I'd get to have this again. His burning gaze flickers over every inch of me, taking stock of my injuries and counting all of my fingers, I suspect. Then he takes my face in his hands, his brows drawn together. You're hurt. It's okay. It's just a scratch. It's okay. He carefully runs his thumbs over my cheeks, a ghost of a touch, his eyes shifting from the smell of the blood that lingers upon my skin and clothes, getting blacker, brighter. I'm fine. Well, I'm alive. Yeah. It's true. Oh, it's Ezra! Then, as he steps aside, I see a very pretty, very worried witch. Ezra's hands are glowing seafoam green before I even get the chance to open my mouth to greet him, and the warm relief of his magic sinks bone deep as it begins to seek out every little and large injury I might have sustained. Ezra, just let me, before you say another word, okay? Oh. I look at Finn, who simply smiles fondly at the both of us, and it looks like I'm just going to have to do as I'm told. I am entirely helpless at those green eyes, especially when they're glowing, so totally at his mercy, I relax and let him do his work. I mean, we could have went to your shop and done this, The way he lights up when he's casting always takes my breath away, his magic flowing over his russet skin in perfect curling vines, making him look like some otherworldly being. I wouldn't even be shocked if flowers started blooming around us, right at our feet. I can't help but smile as I watch him, as he alleviates every single horrible, persistent ache and pain. Finn does too, both of us just standing here like lovesick idiots. Ezra's magic is like clutching a warm cup of cocoa in front of a warm fire after being out in the snow all day, like gentle kisses trailing your naked spine. It's heaven, just like him. Yes, oh my gosh. Eventually the glow dissipates and he steps closer, taking my hands in his. His hands are trembling and Finn splays a palm against the base of his spine, leaning in to press a kiss to his temple. She's fine, Angel. I am, especially now, right? Do I look better? They both step closer to me, Finn running his free hand down my arm, the slow drag making me shudder, and Ezra laces his fingers with my own. I feel overwhelmed. You did it. You really... Fuck, we were so worried. Aww. Finn had to hold me back at one point. I was ready to run into action. Ezra smirks. I might have zapped him a little. I laugh at the mischievous, almost smug look he throws Finn. A little? I still can't feel my thigh, I'll have you know. Oh, don't be a baby. You didn't complain that much when a hunter lobbed your arm off. Oh, Finn drops the dramatic act and grins, winking at me. Come home with us tonight, to the shop. I'll make you some food, some tea. Coco will keep your feet warm. Aw. The woman who saved Lunaris definitely shouldn't have to sleep on a bed made of concrete. That sounds nice. That sounds real nice. Ezra looks positively exhausted from healing me, and they both look sick with worry still. I suddenly feel an immense guilt washing over me. Ever since I came to town, all we've done is worry. All they've done is put themselves in harm's way for me or watch me do it to myself. I want to make that up to them, just like they deserve. And then I realized that maybe I'd like to keep making it up to them, that maybe I don't ever want to be away from either of them again, if I can help it. I mean, same though? Mood? Finn is watching me in a way that tells me he knows exactly what I'm thinking, and a smirk hooks the corner of his mouth. I see that familiar flash of fang, just the one, and I quickly decide that I've lost too much blood for him to be looking at me like that. Say it. Say Finn. As his gaze flickers between us, trying to figure out what he's missing. What if I stayed at the shop, permanently? Ezra opens his mouth, but I quickly interrupt. I promise I'll even do the dishes. Yeah, I'll do laundry. I'll do the chores. He pauses, wide-eyed until a smile blooms. More than Finn? Yes. Finn grimaces, knowing full well he doesn't do any dishes. Way more than Finn. Yeah, you can call me the dishwasher. He rolls his golden eyes. I don't even eat. Ezra laughs, rising onto his tiptoes to press a kiss to the vampire's cheek. Ah, y'all are so cute. Then he practically throws himself at me, burying his nose against my neck, his arms tight around my waist, and certainly no longer concerned about any broken bones. He mumbles his response against my skin. Fuck yes. Yeah! Fuck yeah! Ezra said fuck. Kiss him, hold him tight. I'ma kiss him! God dang it, I deserve it. I'ma kiss the hell out of you two. Kiss him. Smooches. I carefully pry him away just a little, and then I press my mouth to his. It feels like we're stealing a promise. His hands are in my hair and mine are in his, and we kiss until an enforcer clears their throat loudly as they pass us by. Oops. Finn is laughing at us, and Ezra's cheeks are pink either from the cold or it being caught, and it's beautiful nonetheless. Maybe we should go home and do that? Yes. I fix Ezra's mess of curls, tucking a particular unruly one behind his ear. Home? They both beam and take my hands. My heart soars. Home. Yes, mi casa! We then carry onward into the Lunarian night, not a single soul passing us by. Home. Yes. 3 months later! Ooh, we got a time skip! Okay, alright, let's see what's here. What's happening? I stir, feeling something fluffy on my feet, something fluffy that moves. Is it Coco the cat? I crack open an eye and watch these sheets shift, and then a small white face peeks up from beneath them. Aw, it's a kitty. Meow. Good morning to you too. She waltzes around in a few little circles, and then she curls up right upon my companion's shoulder, Finn's shoulder, like she thinks she's a parrot. Perp. She chirps. Aw, you'd make a very handsome parrot. He quirks his brow, grinning. Shiver me timbers. Shut up. I give him a look and scratch her chin. Her purring is obscenely loud, her shining blue eyes closing in her bliss. The enchanted lights that hang above above our bed, flicker softly, casting Finn in a dreamy warm light. I think I've asked myself if this is what heaven feels like every morning for the last few months. I'm pretty sure it is, yes. I split my time between here and the catacombs, but wherever I go, Finn and Ezra both follow. It's lovely here at Ezra's, warm, soft, bright colors everywhere. But I enjoy being in the catacombs too. It is a little cold down there, but there's always an abundance of oversized candles that seem to radiate a warmth that implies that they might very well be enchanted. It's like a candle, except it works as a heater, even though it's technically doesn't work like that. It's too small to be a heater. It's okay, whatever. I keep forgetting to ask Ezra. It can also be noisy for a place that's full of dead things, but that's mostly just Raven being Raven, and she likes to tell me that I'm far noisier than her. I purposefully ignore the implications of that accusation. Okay. Getting a little sexy time down there. I can hear Ezra humming downstairs, the sound of plates clacking and the kettle whistling, and Finn huffs as Coco flicks him in the nose with her tail and jumps off the bed. He reaches out to gently brush my hair from my face, smiling at me from his pillow, his hair messy but somehow still perfect, which seems massively unfair. Yeah, today's the day. Well, what are we doing? I yawn, nuzzling against his cool palm as I stretch out my aching limbs. It is. What are we doing? The door then cracks open and Coco dashes away, right past the pretty witch holding their tray of food. Breakfast in bed! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ezra rolls his eyes at her as she passes, setting down our breakfast upon the dresser. There's a spray of blue flowers in a tiny vase that seem to thrum with light, and I don't think I've ever seen their kind before. But that's just what sharing a home with these two is like, a wonderful adventure full of little curiosities. Ezra smiles at me as he settles upon the bed beside Finn, and the vampire hands immediately settling around his waist. Every touch between us comes so easily, like we've been together for lifetimes, centuries. Did you sleep well? Yeah, I always sleep well now. I best. That's what happens when you stop sleeping on a rock. Ezra messes Finn's hair, playfully pushing him with his shoulder. So, today's the day. How are you feeling? What are we doing? I don't know what we're doing. I think for a moment, my mind going blank. How am I feeling? Today I'm going to stand in front of Lunaris, in front of the people who view me as a hero, in front of my found family, and I'm going to become Lieutenant General of Escria. I'm Lieutenant General? Wow, that promo! What? Wow. Oh my god, my career advancement. I get 2 hubbies and a promotion? What? Well, of the hunters anyway, because we made some changes. Alright. Are you scared? Just a little, not at all. I'm terrified. Just a little nervous. Got a little nerves. It's fine, just a little. I sit up, both of them watching me intently. Maybe just a little. I'll tell you when it's over. Ezra laughs and moves closer, leaning against my side, his head upon my shoulder. Finn moves too, the 3 of us always gravitating towards each other, shifting like there's a magnetic pull. He rests his hand upon my thigh, smiling at me fondly. You have nothing to fear. Think of all you've been through. Oh, exactly. This will be a walk in the park. I stare at them for a moment, feeling like I really did win some kind of cosmic prize. I know. I'm lucky, to have you both. Yeah. Finn rolls his eyes playfully, trying and failing to seem modest. I mean, yeah. Shut up, Finn. Ezra pokes him with his foot, and Finn catches it with those impressive reflexes, earning himself a glare. We're the lucky ones. I think about arguing with him, but about laying out all the reasons why I'm the one that won the jackpot, but I refrain. We'll go at it for hours. Kiss them, embrace. Obviously, I'm gonna kiss them. Jeez. God, kiss them. Instead, I reach out for Finn, urging him closer. They both know what I want in an instant, our connection forged long ago, and still getting stronger by the day. He crawls up the mattress towards us, taking my chin between forefinger and thumb, Ezra holding his free hand, their fingers laced. Finn kisses me and it's good. It always is. Yeah, hell yeah. My eyelids flutter closed when I feel Ezra's warm lips against my neck, kissing a trail up to my jaw, and Finn turns for a moment to kiss him too. As always, I feel overwhelmed, truly blessed, and it makes me wish I didn't have responsibilities, that I could just lay here in bed all day and have this. When we kiss, we speak in a language all our own, something ancient and crafted from love, just for us to understand. Wow, that's so deep, man. That's so deep. I could do this for hours, days, and I know they could too, but... Fuck, responsibilities, places to go, organizations to revolutionize. I watch them kiss for a moment longer, savoring the sight, and then I grumble. I have to get ready to go. Finn turns his head quickly, pouting again. But I know. Ezra plants a palm against the vampire's bare chest and pushes gently, sensing him moving in for the kill, ready to offer a distraction. But nothing. Hana needs to get ready. I groan again, making my annoyance evident, but Ezra simply rolls his eyes and shoos me out of the comfort of our bed. I have a big girl job to do. Go on, get dressed. Nothing is worth August glaring at you all day. I beg to differ. You two are definitely worth it. Yeah. He climbs off the bed with a bounce in his step, swatting Finn away as he tugs the hem of his robe. Swatting Finn away as he tugs at the hem of his robe. He waves his hands over the breakfast tray with a flourish, light pouring from his palm, leaving the stone-cold tea and toast steaming hot. He then comes close and presses a kiss on both of our cheeks before grabbing his clothes from his drawer, winking as he heads for the bathroom. I need to wash up and open the shop. I'll see you later, Lieutenant. Oh, stop! Stop! The way that word rolls off his tongue, I think I could get used to it. And Finnegan? Finn's ears wiggle, and he offers Ezra a completely, totally innocent, not at all in any way grin. Yes, my love. Do not make Hana late. Finn feigns offense. Who do you think I am? Do not make me answer that. He disappears out of the door. I sigh deeply and make a break for it, narrowly avoiding grabby vampire hands. You heard the man. Finn simply raises his eyebrow, folding his arms behind his head and crossing his ankles. I think I'll just stay here for a bit, actually. He's trying to lure me in, but I'll be having none of it, reluctantly. Stop. You are an evil creature, Finnegan Casimir. I love you too. Stop, can't just lay there looking good like that. God. Though my head is relatively clear, I decide to go for a little walk. I've been back to the scene of my clash with Harry for a few times now, mainly because I hope that I might get to speak to James again, or maybe just have a sign that he's still here, that he's okay. I think of him often, and I believe that he was there with me that night, a lingering presence that pushed me to win, to not give up. I still can't help but wonder what he thinks of Harry now. Was he really there in that cell, talking to him on that day? Or maybe he's finally passed over from whatever in-between he was stuck in. I hope. Yeah. It's summer in Lunaris now, but there's still a chill in the air and the grass is crisp beneath my boots as I walk into the clearing. Maybe it's just the passing of seasons, but it feels like life is breathing back into this small town, especially... it feels like life is breathing back into this small town. Everything feels easier. Yeah, because we don't got no monsters running around trying to kill us. Harry still resides in the dungeon beneath Lunaris, serving out his sentence in the place he tried to destroy amongst people he tried to ruin. Long gone are the enforcers who assisted him, regardless of if they claim to have been coaxed or threatened into helping. There are no excuses, not for what they did. I'm yet to visit him again. Maybe I never will, but I know August has a few times. They pity him, I think. Even after everything, I don't question them on it. I take a deep breath, crouching down to press my fingers to the still scorched earth. Apparently things don't grow back if they've been touched by August's magic. I decided that this is the last time I'll come here. It feels freeing. Yes, making amends. Okay, now we're back here. Oh, we need to touch base on, Omen? Yeah, what are they up to? On my way to visit Ezra, I decided to stop by the Ibeck to check in with our favorite creepy duo. Oh yeah, and them too. Aurora has laid low since Harry's downfall. She's probably thoroughly disappointed that I didn't succumb to his nefarious plan and turn into an unidentifiable monstrosity. Thanks, girl. Maybe she would have thought it charming, or maybe even wanted to date me. Not at all strange or unnerving. Right, she has a weird kink. I walk towards the dais, the air a little warmer here than I remember, the sun shining through the cracked windows and illuminating the lectern. There stands our Morris, as coy as ever, and quite obviously making a point to avoid my eye contact in the hope that I'll not notice him, I assume. Hello, Hunter Lee, yeah. Hello, our Morris. He takes a deep breath and steps into the aisle, his hands clasped politely in front of him. Can I help you with anything? I shrug, not really knowing why I'm here. I was just passing by. Is Aurora about? His mouth twists, his pale blue eyes darting to the side. Considering his sister is so very good at not giving anything away, our Morris has absolutely no subtlety about him there. She left. Like left town? Left? Left where? He tilts his head, making eye contact. Left Lunaris. Ah, okay, I figured. I see. Any particular reason? He sighs and gestures for me to follow him. We sit in the pews in the first row, and our Morris leans back, tipping his head and gazing up at the dome ceiling. I imagine it was so beautiful here once. Then he sits up, fixing his jacket and frowning, twisting slightly to face me. I've dutifully followed my sister my whole life, you know. We lost our parents to vampires at 14, but even before then, Aurora was fascinated by creatures. She would sneak out at night and seek them out in the graveyard behind our estate. I began to lose count of how many times I saved her, always dragging her out of the way of claws or teeth. They didn't try to kill you, your parents? They didn't try to kill you, your parents? He shakes his head, looking down at his hands where they rest in his lap. They didn't get the chance. Hunters came not long after they rose from their graves. Aurora was there. She saw everything. She truly believed that they wouldn't have harmed her. So that's where Aurora's resentment from us come from, I suppose. I almost pity her. Almost. You never seem to be on board with her beliefs. Why continue to follow her? Well, family, you know. Morris laughs. It's a pleasant sound, and he looks like a different man, lighter somehow. I've never had anyone else. Yeah, exactly. I love my sister, Hannah. Despite her eccentricities, I never wanted any harm to come to her. I am a patient man, and I would follow her to hell and back if required. But then he found the love of his life. He laughs again. Ah, yes, but I've always wanted my own life. I have that now with Elaine. His pale cheeks turn bright pink the second her name leaves his lips. It's adorable. You're in love with her. He nods, his mouth curling into a soft smile. I'm going to ask her to marry me. Ah, so cute. I'm going to ask Satan's daughter to marry me, and I told my sister, and she fled town. That's so funny. Now that you like put it that way, then yeah, that's basically what you're doing. Oh my god, you're gonna have to ask the big man. You're gonna have to ask Satan himself for his daughter's hand in marriage. Imagine that. Boy, you got more balls than like anyone in this town. I can't help but laugh, but I feel impossibly rude the second the noise erupts. I cover my mouth with my hand, but Amoris is laughing still. Yeah, Amoris is laughing still. You'd think she'd be thrilled to have the Princess of the Hells as her sister-in-law, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would, yes, but then my sister has always been full of surprises. She'll be back, though. We've never been apart for more than a day or two at most. I think she's just reassessing her life and her choices. Hopefully. Well, I'm happy for you, Amoros. Just please don't start trying to terrorize our nice, newly peaceful town, okay? He blushes again, nodding as if I wasn't joking. Well, I kind of wasn't, I guess. I swear it. We both turn at the sound of the entrance doors creaking open, and there stands Elaine, silhouetted by sunlight. I look at Amoris and the way his face lights up, at the way he quickly stands and brushes non-existent dust from his trousers and tucks his blonde hair behind his ears. Aw, y'all two are so cute. Hannah, it's lovely to see you. The demon offers me a curtsy and smiles sweetly, her brown eyes flickering curiously between Amoris and I. She must sense his mood and places a delicate hand upon his arm, which he immediately covers with his own. Where is Aurora, Army? Well, she left. I decide that's my cue to give them some privacy. The news that Aurora fled will be startling, but I imagine his proposition will be even more so. I have to go. I need to prepare for tonight. Yeah. Morris nods in silent thanks. I wish you well. Do stop by any time, won't you? Yeah, of course. An olive branch, maybe even the start of a new relationship between us, and whatever is left of the Ibeck. I'm interested to see what will become under Morris's lead, or if it will become anything at all. Yeah. Goodbye and congratulations. Oh, thanks. Omen tells me that you're transforming later. New beginnings and forms are always wonderful. I stifle a smile, assuming that both her and Omen still have the wrong idea about what this ceremony entails. I do hope he isn't disappointed when I don't sprout wings. Thank you, Elaine. Morris, yeah. Bye, y'all. I feel their eyes upon me as I leave, though for the very first time I feel it isn't out of scrutiny, but likely for the polite peace they need for excited anxiety likely for the polite peace they need before excited anxiety blooms between two lovers. Aww. Y'all, they're living their best life. Go live your best life, you two. When I step into the street, Omen immediately appears, whipping around to face me, his movements so sharp I have to step back and raise my hands warily. I have no doubt he would never hurt me, but still. Yeah, it's like, Jesus. No, not that it takes words or even hunter's senses to see the demon prince is well rattled. There is a sharp pinch in Omen's brow, a flame wisp trail at his hair. Noticing me staring, though, some of that fades away. What's up? Omen smiles sheepishly. Sorry. A respectful distance away, Alker snorts and straightens from where he's been leaning against the wall. He gingerly pats Omen on the back. Have you two been making out with each other in this like little alleyway? It's fine. Are you alright? Part of me wonders if it's another earth-shattering problem about to roll into town, and I'm definitely not fucking ready for that. It would certainly be poetic to have my promotion crash right here and right now, but I don't want to get caught between the next big thing and August's rage if the ceremony is postponed. My unease must have been evident because even as Omen opens his mouth to answer, Alker laughs. Elaine's getting married, yes. What? Yeah, more detail-y? Our Morris will do that thing mortals do. Propose. Yeah, propose. Yes. Oh, that. It occurs to me then that maybe Elaine had been speaking to Omen about it before she arrived at the Ibeck. Clearly he's not half as excited about the prospect as either Armurus or his sister. Omen wrings his hands together, and I'm not sure how I feel when I realize he's more worried than angry. Yeah, what's up? She will say yes. This is a very exciting thing for her, I'm sure, to enter a sort of contract with a human, but humans are not good with promises. Aw, he's so cute, he's just worried. Not to say you're not, Hannah. I know, I get it. Yeah, fine, it's all demon, yeah, I know. Behind him, Alka rolls his eyes fondly and shakes his head. He places a hand on Omen's shoulder, reassuringly, and I do the same on the other shoulder. I give Omen a solemn nod, because honestly, it's man's honor that I vouch for Armurus at least a little. Elaine is in good hands, Omen, right? The guy is like head over heels in love with her. Good, careful hands and heart. I haven't forgotten the sliver of her true power she permitted me to glimpse at the Ibeck that day, but I have a feeling Armurus knows exactly what he's dealing with. Armurus is no fool, and would never undervalue an oath, or a pact. In fact, I'm sure he's well aware of what he's getting into. Trust me, I've interrogated him enough to know. Besides, it would be unlike Elaine to involve herself with someone who is even remotely ignorant, yes? Right? She's got a good head on her shoulders. Omen sighs, but then he gives me an inquisitive look. You and Elaine have talked much, then? In a sense, she had thoughts that she shared with me. Yeah, of course, it isn't her I worry for. She is capable and, as you said, not likely to care about ignorant mortals. I nod sagely, though if I must confess, it's nice to know that after everything, Omen seems genuinely concerned for Armurus' well-being, that he seems genuinely concerned for humans, period. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It's a big shaken. Yeah. He glances at Alker uncertainly, who purses his lips in thought. Big shocker, you mean. Yes, he's still learning. But don't mistake my alarm for unhappiness or disproving. Maybe this is the best way. Elaine and I shared many things, our histories, our lives, our souls once. But it's rare for her to engage with mortals as I do. Omen frowns at me, inclining his head. But I take it you'll watch them. Yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah. There's little use lying about it. Shrewd as it is to say, I'm glad that the Princess of Hells decided to pick a man right under our eyes to involve herself with. And not just in our own defense. Hunters live by our blades, but living is so much more than killing and dying. This peace we forged together, kept together, I want to preserve it. Of course. Hana will be watching all of us, and honestly, I think you've got your work cut out for you, Lieutenant General. Shut up, I'm not Lieutenant General yet. In some hours you'll be. Glad it's you. Thanks. After all, imagine what it would have been like if Piper got it instead. Now that's a thought, though I'm sure you're glad that isn't the case. She'd have done fine. She cares about this town and its stupid problems more than she makes it sound like. And we'd all have been here anyway, eh? Yeah, that's true. Alker nudges Omen, and the demon blinks and shudders as though waking from a dream. There's a shift in the air around him that I notice, the same sense of movement like when somebody snatches back their hand. You were talking with Elaine? I guess. Yes. Oh, he sighs and wrings his hands together again. She wants my thoughts on things. I need to talk to her soon. I need to talk to her as soon as possible, immediately. He stares into the distance, then clasps his hand over Alker's, still resting it on his shoulder after all this time, and slips away. I will see you later, okay? He sketches a short but graceful bow, then walks briskly to the nearest alleyway. I shake my head as his presence retreats with supernatural speed. Aw, he's so cute. As soon as he's gone, Alker chuckles. Betcha anything Elaine's going to rope him into helping her pick color themes for the wedding. Probably. Oh, that's good for her. I know, yeah. And my entire department will have a meeting tomorrow on how to handle this goddamn beloved, miraculous town chocked full with wonders such as not one but two powerful demons among other things, one of whom is going to get married to a human, one that once helmed a cult against our kind. Hi, fucking Lunaris. it's quite the town. I can imagine how not happy August will be to hear about it, but what can you do? What can a lieutenant general do, indeed? I look up to see Alker watching me. His smirk only widens into a grin, though, and he inclines his head, wolf ears twitching. Oh, it twitched! Oh my god, that's so cute! Get going before Willenheim tears down half the town looking for you for being 10 minutes late. Oh, most certainly. See you later, Alker. Aye, General. I was gonna say Captain. Alker walks backwards until he too disappears the way Omen went, giving me one last shit-eating grin and that ever-endearing half-ass wave. Ezra's shop is busy, a line of townsfolk impatiently waiting outside. Oh, what's going on? I decide to sneak in the back door to avoid unavoidable conversations. In the kitchen, I find Finn and Alker. Arm wrestling? Boy, I literally just saw you? Alright, Alker quickly turns his head and frowns at me. What are you doing? And what about it? How did you get here so fast? He ignores me, concentrating too hard on making sure Finn doesn't snap his arm off, I assume. I roll my eyes and pull up a chair to join them, smirking as I watch Alker's arms shake. Finn quirks one of those dark brows at me and winks. He always insists I use my prosthetic. Silly, don't you think? Alker growls, his face turning beet red with the effort. Shut up, Mosquito Man. I'd win in a second if you'd used your normal arm. If you used your normal one. Finn and I share a knowing look seconds before he slams Alker's fist into the table, the fine china upon it clinking loudly with the force. There might even be a dent in the wood from the impact. 4-0. Wanna go again? He wiggles his iron fingers, the magic in them flickering teasingly. You're gonna break my table. You're gonna break his table. Then Ezra appears, his arms folded across his chest, and I don't think I've ever seen Finn move so fast. Hey, what have I told you to about this? No arm wrestling unless it's in the wolf. They won't let us. Oh, really? I do wonder why. He pointedly looks at the ridge in his lovely little table, then back between the wolf and the vampire. No more arm wrestling. Don't you have some important vampire business to attend to, Finnegan? And Alker, well, I don't know what you could possibly have to do, actually. Alker huffs and puffs, sliding out of his chair and crossing his arms. Finn presses a kiss to my cheek, his hand brushing over the base of my spine in passing before he sidles up to Ezra, grinning as he reaches for his face. Angel, I was just keeping him out of trouble. Ezra narrows his eyes at him, but his body language betrays him as he greedily leans into the vampire's touch. You're both as bad as each other. Finn casually leans against the doorframe, all 6'4" of him leaning over Ezra, who can apparently no longer stifle his smile. He rises onto his tiptoes and lets Finn capture his lips in a quick kiss. Wow, he tall. Alker groans, making loud retching noises as he stands, his chair scraping across the tiled floor. Ugh, I'm definitely fucking going if they're doing that. I stand and leave Alker pouting at the table. Busy today? Yeah, Ezra takes the hand I offer and nods. He looks frazzled. Ridiculously so. I say I'm closing it an hour early and everyone thinks I'm going to skip town. I should probably get back. Do you need help? He quickly shakes his head, running his hands over the front of Finn's shirt. No, you both have enough going on today. Go, I'll be fine. He rises on his tiptoes and presses a kiss to my cheek, then Finn's. Aw. He then throws Alker a very pointed glare over my shoulder, and the wolf withers beautifully under his emerald gaze, immediately shutting up. The lavender The lavender curtain parts and he's gone. Don't you actually have somewhere better to be? Alcar waltzes over with a spring in his step and prods Finn in the chest with his thumb. Mr. Walking Combustible here can't go to the wolf till the sun goes down, so no. I need better friends, less flammable ones who don't ruin my drinking time. Finn swats him away and growls, which only seems to egg Alcar on. I actually do have somewhere to be, so sorry, I can't babysit you. Go and find your demon and bug him instead. You're as boring as you are old, whatever. His tail swishes behind him as he makes for the door, sending Finn scrambling behind me, using me as a human shield to escape the sunlight that streams through the gap. Later. Prat. I turn to face him, studying his angry, adorable face. Do you actually have somewhere to be? He smiles. Nope, just going to go home and find something fancy to wear for your special moment. Will it have buttons? Most definitely not. Yeah, figures. He's just gonna, find something with a cleavage window as he always does. After Ezra's, I headed home to get changed into my new uniform. Oh wow, I've never had to wear one before, and I suppose I don't now. But I want to show people who I am and what I do, to show them that I'm here to protect them and that I am proud to do so. August decided to redesign our sash. It's blue to represent stability, trust, wisdom, and most importantly, loyalty. So as I walk through Linares, bathed in black, gold, and sky blue, I feel a sense of renewal, of change and pride. There's people setting up outside headquarters for the ceremony. Hunters and enforcers pour out of every room as I head down the corridor towards August's office, all of them with smiles plastered on their faces. Well, I'm glad the mood is light and nice and cheery. I gently tap on the door and it immediately swings open. Piper is standing there grinning at me, dressed in her new uniform. Whoa. I want to see the new uniform. Ooh, pretty. Well, I see the sash, the gold sash. The blue sash, God. Piper snorts and does a little spin, showing off. You like it? Yes. I step inside, closing the door behind me. You look amazing, General. Promotion? Yes, then I see August. Oh, shit. Oh, shit! Damn, August! Oh, damn, you look good! You look good! Oh my god, they're fine. Oh my gosh. August, what the hell, August? They appear from behind their desk and suddenly I feel horrendously underdressed. I feel very ugly. You both look incredible. I mean, yes. You too, Lieutenant. They gesture at the papers that adorn their desk. Shall we? Okay, we need to come to an agreement on all of this, and fast. I have an hour until my speech, and I'd quite like to not fuck it up. Okay, RuPaul. Piper rests her elbows on her knees and her chin in her hands, and she squints down at the pages of elegant script. You know what I don't agree with? Everything else. You know what I don't agree with? Everything else is fine. What don't you agree with? August and I share a look. They seem almost sad, knowing which thing Piper disagrees with, and knowing that I don't exactly feel much excitement over it either. What is it? I speak before they get the chance. What? The initiation is essential in ensuring our survival. The initiation is barbaric and needs to be changed. Oh! Right! That's how all hunters and enforcers are... Yeah, I forgot. But how are we supposed to, fight? But that's barbaric, though. It's barbaric. It needs to change. We need to step away from that, okay? We cannot continue to mutate innocence. We need to find a new way to defend Escria. August glares at me, but I continue. Would I have known what they were doing to me, I would have refused. Right. August, I appreciate that you think it's necessary, and I know that doesn't come from a bad place, but I don't have the right. I could never understand how it feels. Witches are born with their magic. It is not inflicted upon them. They sit in their chair and run their hand over their face, tapping their finger against their lips. If Harry could find a way to manipulate it, then we can find a way to as well. We both look at her like she's lost the plot. She huffs. Oh, fuck off. You know what I mean. I'm not talking about making monsters. I'm talking about finding a way to make us strong without making us monsters. How? Wouldn't they have already done that? Piper burst out laughing. August finally stops tapping their lips and raises their brow at her. You really think they'd do some actual work and research when they have what they need already? No way! They get free blood from the monsters they kill, and they get their little army of mini-monsters too. She's right, there must be another way. Piper, clearly ready to violently refute whatever they say, sits slack-jawed. You agree with me? August shrugs. Well, I don't exactly throw out the idea of all the extra work it would bring us, me specifically, but it would be worth it. Worth making sure that what we do is fair and ethical, or at least as much as it can be under such extreme circumstances. I agree. We are fighting a war and must do whatever we can to ensure our survival, but that doesn't mean we should sacrifice our humanity to do so. Right. With that, August sits back down and pulls a clean piece of parchment from their drawer. They pick up their quill and begin to write. When they're finished, the three of us sign it, and the new rule is born. Wow, that easy? Jeez. We will do whatever we can to leave behind the barbaric ways of our predecessors. Piper rubs her hands together almost greedily, and I'm beginning to think she's lying about not liking this diplomatic bullshit. She's good at it, too. Now, our second task, the creatures. Our relationship with them right now is perilous at best. Even the ones that bring no harm don't really like us that much, and they're more than essential to our survival as an agency that actually succeeds. Can't blame them, really. Harry was out there kidnapping and killing even the good ones. Hana, what do you think? Oh, well, where's Finn? We need a stronger alliance with the creatures. We need to distance ourselves from the... No. We need a stronger alliance with the creatures. We need to stick together. We need to be friends. There's no question about it when it comes to our relationship with the creatures. We have to do everything we can to fix the fractures Harry caused. Like you said, they're essential. Then I paused, carefully considering my next words. Have you ever thought about having creatures working within the agency? Right? Having a more inclusive, diverse work environment? They both stare at me like I've lost my fucking mind, just as I expected them to. You're saying we should shove some lichens and some demons in our uniform and off they pop? You're mental. Don't be racist. August says nothing and just keeps staring at me. I know it sounds ridiculous, but there are creatures out there who want peace just as much as we do. Creatures who have enough power to actually convince others of their kind to either join us or leave us alone. A representative maybe, not a new branch, just creature relations? Someone to be our liaison when required. Right. Piper looks like her eyes are going to drop out of her skull. She has them so wide. I cannot believe you're actually thinking about this, but that's the only way, Piper. She doesn't sound angry, just tired. I get it. It's not ideal, I know, but if we can find other ways to lessen the attacks on our kind, then why the hell not? We just put strict rules in place. And ensure that they have too much to lose if they betray us. There. Oh my god, I can't read. August eyes Piper, who has fallen strangely silent. I think she knows that this will be good for us, despite her personal views on the matter. She nods. I'll sign. August offers her a small smile and picks up their quill. We all sign once again, ready to tackle our final conflict. Now we discuss. You, both of you. Well, what? Piper and I share a glance, and she sits a little straighter in her chair. I think that sometimes Piper truly does forget how important August is about to become. Hunters have long been governed by us, the enforcers. I personally feel like that is unfair, because what the hell do we know about putting our lives on the line, right? You know. They look at her, tilting their head in question. You know, August, you've gotten your hands dirty more times than any of those other pencil pushers. I'll never have a better partner. August's expression softens. They almost look like they might cry, or at least think about crying. I had no idea you felt that way. See, look at this friendship! Piper scuffs her boots on the floor, looking anywhere but at August. Yeah, well, after everything that happened, I blocked it out. I'm sorry, Piper, about all of it. I promise to do better by you, which is why I'm proposing that we create a new hierarchy, or rearrange our current one at least. Many enforcers aren't fit to dictate what higher-ranking hunters do. They're more concerned with politics than they are with the safety of our people. Take those decisions out of the hands of those who value bureaucracy above all else, and into the hands of ones who are literally created to know how to save lives. Within reason, yes, I will need to consider this a little more carefully. It's complicated, and I'll value both your inputs. Piper grins at me. Can't believe it's taken the agency this long to realize it. Yes, well, a fresh start. Now, we should go. They'll be waiting for us. August stands and fixes their uniform, fiddling with the end of their braid. They're nervous. August, you have nothing to worry about. You'll do great, okay? I just don't want to let anyone down. Harry, his shadow lingers over me. No, it doesn't. None of them know what he did, and they won't either. As far as they're concerned, this is a natural progression, and it is. Despite all that Harry did, it would still be you standing up there if he stood down gracefully. Piper creeps closer and rests her hand upon August's shoulder. Hannah is right. You deserve this, and I can't imagine it being anyone else. Right? August inhales, then exhales sharply. Let's go. Let's roll out. Let's roll, crew. It passes in a blur. I watch Piper get her title back, the highest-ranking hunter Lunaris after me. She smiles the whole time, staring out into the crowd as I cheer for her. She's given extra honors for her involvement in the Harry investigation. None of these people who clap and grin for us know what really happened, but they don't care. All they care is that they're safe. I step up to the podium and listen to August talk, but it feels like I'm underwater, like everything is muffled and far away. A few weeks ago, when I was told that I had been offered this position, August pulled me aside and asked me if I wanted the responsibility, and I asked them, why me? I expected them to shrug and respond with why not, but they didn't. They said that Harry targeted me for a reason, for my stats and my kill count, but August began to see from the moment we started working together that Harry had it all wrong. That I'm so much more than the strength I have and the lives I take, and that Harry never accounted for all the human parts of me. That I am determined, that I want to fight to survive, even when the odds are stacked against me. That I am human above all else, despite the inhuman blood that runs through my veins. So as August pins that badge to my coat and ties my sash around my waist, I remember those words, and I smile and wave at the gathered crowd, swearing to protect them no matter what. I see familiar faces out there: Finn, Ezra, Alker, Raven, and Lux. Even Edna left the wolf to grimace at me from afar. I've made Luminaris my home, somehow, after never really having one before. Aww, that's so sweet. I'm immediately flanked by two familiar faces when I step into the crowd. Raven and Lux, both practically jumping for joy when they each take one of my hands in their own. Aw, thank you. You look phenomenal. I could practically hear Finn purring from a mile off when he first saw you. Raven, please. Raven giggles and Lux can't help but smile at the sound. We're proud of you, crazy proud. Aww. Lux nods furiously, clutching Raven's arms. We love you. I love you too, right? I love you both. They both pull me into a crushing embrace, but it's over quickly when Raven pulls back, her crimson eyes widening comically as she spots something over my shoulder. She quickly takes Lux's hand and begins to walk backwards, dragging her along. Gotta dash! See you at home! I can feel them before I see them. Just like it always is, a tingle from the tips of my fingers right down to my toes, a coolness that spreads across my skin and leaves the hairs on the back of my neck and arms standing to attention, saluting them. Finn's aura is cool and Ezra's is hot, but together they make the perfect calm. I didn't take my eyes off either of them throughout the ceremony once I spotted them, and they held hands, watching me like I was the only person in the square. I feel the cool press of Finn's hands upon my arms, his lips against my ear. Lieutenant, that title looks good on you, you know? Stop! I laughed, turning to face them. Of course, no buttons. Look at that chesticle. The smile on Finn's face is gorgeous and screams trouble. Why, thank you. You look far too handsome. He chuckles, the deep sound more than pleasing. And you? I take Ezra's hand and he twirls around, laughing as I admire the gold and dreamy blues of his outfit. Just for me? Of course, August helps me pick it out. Do you like it? Yes, I like it. I reel him in and enjoy the flush that paints his cheeks when I press a kiss to the corner of his mouth. You both look amazing. It was very distracting, right? We'd very much like to steal you away, if such a thing is permitted. Depends on where you're taking me. Finn offers Ezra and I an arm each, and he winks at us as we let him lead the way. Somewhere fun. Okay, up, down. Where are we going? The market is bustling, and Finn and I watch Ezra's face light up as we peruse the colorful stalls. He's in his element here amongst the abundance of interesting goods, like a candy shop for witches. His grip on Finn tightens each time he sees something he likes, and the air is crisp and fresh, the smell of cinnamon and coffee filling my nostrils. Man, that does actually sound good. It brings me back to the Lunar Festival, back to before all of this truly went to shit. It feels like we've come full circle. I'm no longer wary of who watches us. A glance of familiar black and gold uniform in the... Yeah. I'm no longer wary of who watches us. A glance of familiar black and gold uniforms in the crowd now putting me at ease instead of causing my stomach to lurch. It feels incredible to know I can savor this moment with them, a dose of normalcy amongst all the chaos we've endured. Finn turns to me and his eyes have a wicked glint to them. Ezra raises his brows, apparently predicting what kind of mischief the vampire is about to get up to. What? Last one to the beach is a sucker. Oh no, and with that, off he goes. That's not fair. He's always a sucker, literally. True. And that's not fair because you get to run faster. We watch him sprint onto the sand, his skin paler than ever in the glow of the moonlight. Ezra reaches for me, taking my hand, and we slowly head off to join him, deciding that we will just be suckers together. He's pouting when we catch up to him, but his sour expression soon softens, something fond taking its place as he watches us approach. A soft gust of wind ruffles his raven hair, and leaves it messy in his eyes. And Ezra squeezes my hand, apparently thinking exactly what I am, that he's beautiful, that we're so lucky. So this is nice. This is nice. My chest aches with how much I love them, with how perfect this peaceful moment feels, just the three of us. A few months ago, if anyone had told me that everything would work out and I'd be standing here with them, I'd probably have laughed in their face, even if it was August, and in doing so, I'd received a swift yet painful zap. Hey, no deep thoughts allowed tonight. Okay. Oh my god, spending time with the boyfriends. Ezra laughs, nudging Finn with his shoulder as his words lull me from my musings. Leave Hannah alone, you. Finn rolls his eyes, but his smile remains, and with a quiet huff he takes Ezra's hand and pries the witch away from me, pulling him flush against his side and holding him close, nice and tight. Now it would appear that they're plotting against me, Finn whispering in his ear and Ezra laughing until his cheeks turn pink. I couldn't possibly love them more. Please don't throw me into the ocean. Finn's eyes light up, but he's quickly subdued by Ezra planting a palm hard against his chest. Don't even think about it, Finnegan. Right? This is a new uniform. I ironed this, and it's expensive. He feigns innocence beautifully, as if the three of us aren't intricately connected, and we can feel the mischief rolling off of him in waves. Yeah, please don't. They both reach for me at the same time, my fingertips finding theirs as I step close and join their embrace. We hold each other and turn to look out over the ocean, to admire the way the stars flicker and burn brightly against a perfect, clear canopy of obsidian. There's that warmth again, stirring deep in the embers of my belly, a warmth that sings and thrums and tells me that I've finally found peace. That this is home. Ooh, the citizens of Esker remain in the dark about what happened to their beloved Lieutenant General Addington August's bequest. To tell them what he did would be to stoke his ego, and the strides the newly reformed agency makes to fix his broken regime far overshadow the whispers and rumors. Harry remains in prison, but he insists, "Hey, no! Oh my god, I can't!" Aurora Woodridge was never seen in Lunaris after her disappearance. Aurora insists he does not know where she is, but he suspects that without him there to save her, she likely succumb to her overly curious nature. Not many believe his statements, simply assuming he's protecting her, for he doesn't exactly seem upset or eager to discover what became of her. Having received an official pardon and a full apology from the agency for his branding, Alka continues to rub the honor of getting to hear the authorities admitting that he was wrong in the face of any enforcers who bothered to pick a fight with him. Luckily for all parties involved, Omen's wise counsel and some cajoling from the hunter have Alka oh my god, I can't read fast enough! As newly appointed Lieutenant General of Esker, August quickly sets out to fix all the cracks that Harry has left behind with Hunter and Piper at his side. For the very first time, August feels like they can change the world. Lunaris thrives under their rule, returning back to the sleepy, albeit still plagued with supernatural activity. Oh my god, I can't read fast. Oh my god, okay, just pause the screen and read it yourself, you guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, she's good. She's been promoted. She's August's partner in crime now. Her main priorities are now to focus on training new recruits and to, in her own modest words, to take the Wadaha. Finn and Ezra remain the Hunter's biggest and most affectionate supporters. Ezra's shop continues to flourish and even begins to consider working with the enforcers, once again thanks to some careful coaxing from August. Finn and his clan do their best to keep the orders of Lunaris safe with the full support of the agency, and both he and Ezra are always eager to greet their beloved Hunter after a long day. The end! The end! I might have to read that one again. Oh, when the night comes, we'll return with mini stories in 2020. Oh, we got mini stories. Nice, 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 nice. Produced by Lunaris Games. Ah, nice. We got their own brand logo as well. Nice. Okay, there we go. We got our credits. We got the credits. Yay! It was an adventure. Holy shit! This was actually a pretty solid game. I'm quite surprised. But I loved how it all worked out in the end. Yes, thanks for playing. Thanks for watching, you guys, in my Let's Play. But this isn't the end. This is not exactly entirely the end for this game, because that means I get to go back and do all the other rest of the routes. Yay! We get to do everyone else's. We get to see all the possibilities and all the other things and stuff. So I'm gonna just go back. I really want to go back and read on that. Okay, so Harry remains in prison, but he insists he is happy thanks to the company of his beloved James. It is unknown if his husband truly does communicate with him, but the guards who watched the disgraced former lieutenant say that his conversations are too heartfelt to be all in his head. Okay, so he just spends the rest of his days in prison talking to James, I guess, and James there to keep him company. And yeah, we don't know what happened with Aurora. Aurora is off doing her own thing, and you know, we never see from her again. Okay. And yeah, okay, so I think I would save my final thoughts of the entire game as a whole for, I guess, once I finish it in its entirety, you know, because I still need to do all the other rest of the routes with all the other characters. So like with Omen, with Alker, with August, with Piper, with Ezra individually, with Finn individually too, and also Alker and Omen individually as well too. So I need to do that. I need to explore all possibilities, and also in the meantime explore all the different answers as well. So there's gonna be more episodes of When the Night Comes. Don't you worry, guys. If you guys enjoyed this Let's Play, you want to see more, of course, I'm gonna do those. So, but in terms of just Ezra's and Finn's like route together, like the poly route, it's actually really super cute. I enjoyed it. I really do enjoyed it. I think the universe and the story building and the, like, you know, world building is really like amazing. I think it's like, I want to see more of it actually. Like, I want to see if there's like anything more beyond the town of Lunaris in a way. Like, I hope we get more lore of that in terms of these little mini episodes that the creators have promised, and we get to see, of course, more of the characters as well too, because I know for a lot of the fact that the lore of each character is like on the Patreon site. So like if you see, and sometimes they post it on their Tumblr and their social media sites as well too, so you get to read more backstories on how like Ezra and Finn met and how, you know, their relationship together before we came into the picture, etc, etc. So there's that. But I loved it either way. I think the story is pretty solid. I want to see more in terms of what's in store for these mini episodes, and I also want to see as well how the other routes will play out with the different characters involved. I love the inclusivity, how inclusive it is, basically. Like, we get all these sort of like different spectrums of characters that we can meet and we can interact with and are represented. Yeah, representation, yes. And the art style, of course, is amazing as well. Damn, like, everybody been looking hella good is what I'm saying. Everyone looks hella good. And I think that the art style for, like, even some of the background stuff, like, it's very, like, painterly and very, like, dreamy. And I really like the color palettes that they use. So shout out to all, like, the art and the art director, whoever did that. You know, all the artists that are involved in making this game. Props to them. But yeah, that's all I can say for now in terms of the game. I'm looking forward to doing other routes now. So tune in next time to, I guess, who should I start on? Should I just go down kind of like the list? Let's see, like the list in terms of like who I see on the screen right now. So like Omen, and then August, and then probably Ezra individually, Piper, then Alker. Oh wait, no. Alker and Omen has like their own little like poly route as well too. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I'll figure it out at some point. I'll figure it out before I get to the next episode. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this game. And if you guys enjoyed it, like, you know, please leave a like, comment, and yeah, I'll see you next time. This is far from over. This game is far from over on my channel. So yeah, just see you whenever then. Thank you so much for watching. But for now, bye.